Hello fellow beer lovers, Geoff the Beer Boss coming at you once again from Rogers, Minnesota. And I'll tell you what we're doing tonight. We're trying out this cool novelty beer glass. It's just called the Cup or the Hockey Cup. It's obviously a knockoff of the Stanley Cup. This was a fan mail gift that I received from the fine folks over at Whimsey on 5th in Pittsburgh, PA. And I promised when I opened it last week that I'd be given an inaugural taste from it. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. And we're going to be trying out Goose Island Altbier. That's all they're calling it. It's just Goose Altbier. And it says that within the Altbier style, this is a Sticke or a Sticke. And I'll tell you a little bit about what that means. Okay, first of all, an Altbier, that's German for alt, old, beer. But what it really is, it's coming out a little bit. But what that really is it's a dark ale. It's a German style brown ale is what it is. And Sticke, the Sticke subcategory of alt beers is just a stronger beer, a stronger brown ale. Okay, now alt beers are conditioned longer, and so they're maltier and hoppier than their regular brown ale counterparts. So let's go ahead and give that a try and see. Now, first of all, you'd expect it to be fairly dark, fairly brown. They typically aren't as dark as stouts and porters, but they range from an amber all the way to a darker brown. And this is right in the middle. It's a dark amber or a medium brown. It's got a big head on it, but partly that was just the way it came out of the bottle. But it's good foamy, frothy head. It's quite translucent. Looks like medium carbon, medium to fairly highly carbonated. It's kind of far down there, but I'm going to try to see if I catch the aroma. Definitely got a fruity bouquet. Definitely floral. All right. Cheers. All right. Truth be told, among the different styles of beers that are out there, the ambers, the reds, the browns are not among my favorites, okay? But within the style, I would say this is really, really good. It's very refreshing, crisp. And I'm guessing, I'm not sure how many Stickes I've had in the past, but I'm guessing that definitely part of what I like about this compared to a lot of other ambers and browns is the fact that it is a little hoppier than most. And a bit fruitier, again owing to the fact that it's an alt and the fact that it's a Sticke. And by the way, Sticke just means stick, but I'm not sure why they call this variety stick beer. Yeah, it's quite delicious. Some of the flavors that are coming out, in addition to the fruitiness from the hops, you know, this fairly strong malt taste. You know, you can tell, you can taste the malt, which, you know, usually has kind of caramel notes or even molasses. But in this case, those flavors are definitely although they're present, they kind of it feels like they're kind of covered up a bit by the hops, and I actually like that. I actually like that. The fruitiness of the hops. It actually makes the malt taste better to me. Yeah, that's a good beer. You guys should try it. All right, so as long as we're only 6 minutes into this, I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of pieces of other beer stuff. All right, here, this is a little 8-ball beer coaster slash beer bottle opener, and can't remember where I got that. I got it quite a few years ago. I think I might have gotten it in the dollar section of Target, and also in that same area I got this and threw it in my bin. It says it's an iron-on T-shirt transfer. It says it's all fun and games until you run out of beer. And then I've got a couple of tasting wheels here. Okay, this is a beer styles wheel that I got in a beer tasting game at a local liquor store a few years ago, and that's pretty cool. It's a beer styles of the world wheel, and it's a nice handy reference to have in the bar. It's nice to have if you're discussing these things and you want to know the answer. You can grab that real quick. And sometimes it's nice to have something other than a smartphone, because everybody's always on their smartphones, and it kind of sometimes distracts from the togetherness aspect of even just kind of the whole point of hanging out and having a brew with a friend. It's kind of nice to set those phones aside, and so it's kind of cool to have stuff like this handy. This is a wine wheel I got quite a long time ago. I guess it was about 18 years ago. This is the wine Aroma wheel that was put together by UC Davis, University of California, and I found out about this and ordered it, and it's really, really interesting. And you know, these aromas and these names for the different flavors or smells, it's not specific only to wine, okay? And what I really liked about this when I got it was it's got some really interesting things on here, and it goes from the general to the specific. And like under fruity, the next categories under fruity are citrus, berry, tree, tropical, dried fruit, and other. And then within each of those, within citrus, it's either grapefruit or lemon. And then within berry, it's blackberry, raspberry, strawberry, black cherry, or black currant, I guess. And but some of the really interesting things that they've got they've got a category called chemical, and you'll find that with your stronger beers, there's the chemical smell and flavor that comes from the alcohol and sometimes other things. But so they've got chemical, and then within chemical there's pungent, sulfur, and petroleum. And then within pungent, they've got ethanol, acetic acid, sulfur dioxide, okay? And then they've got, under sulfur, they've got wet wool and wet dog, and burnt match, cabbage, skunk, garlic, natural gas, rubbery. And then within petroleum, under the chemical category, they've got diesel, kerosene, plastic, and tar. And then there's a category called earthy, which is divided into two subcategories, moldy and earthy. And within moldy, you got moldy and moldy cork. And under earthy, you got mushroom and dusty. Anyway, some pretty crazy stuff. I know one time I drank a beer and I was like, man, that is such a unique flavor and aroma, and what is it? And I couldn't put my finger on it. And after a few more swigs, I realized it was Band-Aid. And you know, all of us know exactly what that is, because it's a smell that you could trace back to your earliest memories as a kid, when your mom was putting a Band-Aid on you. And that's a bizarre flavor and aroma to be detecting in a beer. I can't remember what kind of beer it was, but anyway, those are some interesting notes I thought I'd throw in tonight. And you know, I'll see you again in a couple days probably, and maybe we'll go through either some coasters or some more doodads. Okay, so I'll tell you what. You know what's another thing? One of my subscribers wrote in and suggested that I laugh more. Okay, so right? I mean, am I right? I should be laughing more. This stuff is hilarious. Cheers.